All right, Dead Air Radio, number 3. It's that time again.
We made it.
We made it another week. We're alive and we're ready to talk about, well, basically what we've experienced for the past week. Really nothing too special, but just want to start out by introducing my little boy. He's my tiny little boy, and I'm so proud of him, Ben Bourgeois.
Thank you for having me.
I've known him for a very long time, and I'm just so proud of the way he's grown up and becoming a man. He's got some facial hair now.
Yep. I shave.
His voice has become much deeper than it used to be.
Do you mean that?
I mean it. I mean it with every ounce of my being. You got
I'm
facial
flattered.
hair. You still got those dimples like you used to have, like you always had.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. I'd also like to introduce the man who makes all the noises, all the sounds, the music happen on time. He starts the show, he ends the show. Mr. Adam Barnt. A hot stream of love butter. I didn't say that. That's a sound bite that we have on our soundboard that Mr. Adam Barnt has actually took the time out of his personal life to create. That noise, that applause too, is what that's called, and it's on our soundboard. And we have all these sound clips taken from everyday life, and we use them for our show. And Adam Martin makes that happen. So I just want to say thank you to my co-hosts here for helping me make the show a better show. Yeah. You feel free to speak whenever you need to.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. I'd also like to start out the show by thanking a very special, it's a local bar, River West Bar, the Irish Knot, home to the world's loudest karaoke every Sunday night. If you feel like just letting your inner singer out, just let those pipes rattle, go to the Irish Knot. Sunday night, something that starts at probably like 5 o'clock.
It's from noon till noon the next day.
It goes from it's really long and really loud and
I heard
really fun. Also got great drink specials there too. Check it out. The Irish Knot, located on the corner of Fratney and Wright Street. I'd also like to just mention a quick sponsor. It's a new sponsor we picked up. It's Grundleman's Meat Mix. Sick of serving the same old bullshit vegetables for dinner? Why not dress up your plate? Grundleman's Meat Mix, made from found animals. What? I'm not really sure what found animal means, but
Sounds delicious.
it's what they use.
it's. I saw their. I was on their website earlier, and it's actually when people have lost kittens and puppies.
That's where they go.
From that, when they find them, they become found animals, and they go to Grundleman's Meat Mix.
Well, you know what? You know why that is. Grundleman's has a patented animal.
It's an animal
feed.
purification.
It's a feed. It's a feed. They like bird seed. They kind of put it out around the perimeter of the factory.
I heard.
And the animals are instinctively flocking to that delicious aroma, which is actually made of Grundleman's Meat Mix. So it's kind of like a...
It's a cyclical process.
circular.
It's the circle of life.
Exactly.
It's what Mufasa
So
meant.
Grundleman's Meat Mix, it's different every time, so it's always something new for supper. Please buy our random meats. That's Grundleman's Meat Mix. I would also like to thank, while we're getting started here, River West Video, located on 824 East Wright Street. They sell movies, they sell movie accessories, fun things, and new stock, fresh in the inventory, is free smells. There's always something new to smell here every time you come. It's a different experience. And you know that they say is that smells are the strongest tie to memory.
I thought that was the window to the soul.
Strongest tie to memory, and you will live many a memory at River West Video. Again, located at 824 East Wright Street in the River West neighborhood of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So anyone who's listening out there online, you know where to find us. Look us up on the line. We're here. So
We're on the iWeb right now, casting live.
Well, I'm still thanking everyone for what they do for this show. I'd like to thank all 3 people listening. And I'd also like to issue out a viewer challenge If we can get 4 people listening by next week, that's the challenge. So I challenge you to tell all of your friends that Dead Air Radio is on the air Saturday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And, sometimes we might go a little late. We might go into overdrive. If we get real fired up about a topic, there's no stopping us.
I'm excited.
We are here so that you guys know what's up. Speaking of what's up, I'm gonna be bold and I'm gonna say it. Summertime is here.
You know what? I was saying that to Adam today.
Yeah.
We went to the beach today.
The
It
beach.
was wonderful.
How was that? Was there anything that happened at the beach that you just sticks out in your mind like nothing else?
Well, I mean, for starters, I guess, not knowing where we were going in the beginning kind of threw a monkey wrench into things. But
What do you mean? Where were you? Bradford?
well, that's
Beach?
where we were headed.
All right.
But we were expecting to park in a parking lot that we then realized wasn't open anymore.
What do you mean?
Over
By like North Point?
over by Pritch's.
Oh, okay.
No,
oh.
we just got a
Yeah.
little sidetracked. We were heading towards whatever that other one is. I think it's McKinley.
Oh, McKinley. That's the more family friendly.
Yeah,
area.
But we
Exactly.
probably ended up adding like a half hour to our walk
Well-
just by going like the entire wrong way all the way around.
That's truth right there. But you know what though? I mean, in a half hour down there it's not time.
I was having a great time. I was high as
Wasn't-
fuck.
Yeah.
We had some high lifes.
High
Little
lives.
sixer.
Was that a good decision later on during the day, or did you regret it?
It's always a good decision.
Always.
But not really.
The more you know.
Is that what that is?
That's what that's that soundbite. I mean, I'm so happy for summer, man. I'm just ready to just go to my favorite outdoor patios and have
Yeah. Well, how about we do some skateboarding or go outside and toss around the old pigskin?
I'm pretty sure that I'm not in any shape, physically, emotionally, or mentally, to be skateboarding anymore.
You know,
I
I,
might- I
kind
might
of
be-
feel the same way.
I think I'm throwing in the towel. I'm
Ooh,
throwing in the
don't say
towel.
that.
I'm
Don't say
25. I can't do it.
Oh, come on.
I can't. I'll ride.
What I did notice is every time I skate now, after I initially injured my ankle not too long ago. I don't remember how, just like doing something stupid.
Yeah.
And ever since, it hurts all the time now. Like, it's like, well, I guess I'm getting old. But
Yeah.
I guess that's just what happens.
You don't recover anymore.
No, it's like
You
that
don't.
Louis C.K. bit. It's like, well, okay, my knee's bad. What do I do? And it's like, well, you're just going to have a bad knee now.
You're just cosmetically overweight, or at least I am.
Yeah.
I'm very cosmetically overweight. It's the getting old, you know. What can you do about it?
It's really depressing to be 25 and already having like a midlife crisis.
So like,
I heard-
most 25-year-olds that I know are like, I'm 20 effing 5, man. I'm the peak of my life, and I'm just like,
That's how I feel. I feel pretty good.
It must be great.
It
Yeah.
is great, man.
I already feel like I'm like 50 years old. Like I'm
know.
I'm a 25-year-old in a 50-year-old's body. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
No, man, you gotta.
You gotta work out.
It's your peak, man. You gotta take advantage
Yeah,
of that.
you're probably right. We should be working out.
Don't
I
be
mean,
wasting your time.
That would help.
now.
I mean, how am I gonna work out when I'm?
Well, you just go and you just do it.
See, I want to get a
See,
kettlebell.
I
want
spend-
to work out with a kettlebell.
I
Not-
spend too much money eating out and drinking.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
to afford a gym membership. Are you kidding me? With my lifestyle, I can't afford a gym membership. I'm too busy eating pizza every day.
You know, that's kind of pathetic, but you know what's worse is having a free membership for life to a gym and not going ever.
Is that your scenario?
Yeah, I've had a free membership to a gym my whole life.
Does
You
that-
should go, man. It'd be like,
I should go.
Does that
Just
work for
go.
the Milwaukee Athletic Club?
Yeah, it's all of them.
Same dude owns it all, or what? Or is it the same?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but I have a membership that I can go to any of them.
Well,
But it's just like, I'll be sitting at home like, man, I'm going to go to the gym today. And then I'll start playing Peggle, and I'm like, man, this game is stupid, but I gotta beat this level.
Trust me, falling into like a repetitive.
Oh, I set so many traps for myself that there's no way I could ever get to the gym. It's just like one thing after another. It's like I play Peggle, and then it's like, well, I mean, I got to listen to this new podcast.
Yeah.
How else am I supposed to hear it?
There's
Bougie. You could listen to it at the gym.
No,
That's true.
Oh, all right.
But it's not as comfortable as listening
my
to it. in
iPhone,
your
the headphone
fancy
jack is
computer.
screwed. It's totally
it
screwed.
sounds like there's quite a bit in your life you need to straighten out.
Well, it's all
listen.
excuses. It's nothing but
Yeah.
excuses.
I remember in high school, my brother was on the basketball team, and they had
He's a hunk.
T-shirts. I didn't say that. I did say that. They had T-shirts that said, "Do you make excuses or commitments?" And I totally only exclusively make excuses.
Yeah.
Commitments are they're tricky.
Well, they're too much work.
Well, it's like I really have to be like this responsible for something to someone. Forget about it.
Well, you try to keep your commitments to a minimum.
Well, yeah, and by minimum is like 0 commitments.
Well, what you got to do is you got to make commitments to yourself, man. Like,
What do I care?
I don't know. Well, you obviously care.
Well, I guess I do this
straining
radio.
extent.
You're
I
straining
do this
about
radio
it.
show, so I guess that's a commitment. But I actually have fun. But I get to, all I do here is sit and talk. So
Yeah.
and like be
Awesome. You're
awesome.
wonderful, Andrew. You're a wonderful human being. I'm glad that
that's-
you're a part of my
That's
life.
really all I'm looking for. It really is. That's why I do this show, is just to feed my own ego,
Well,
essentially.
a
But
wonderful thing,
we're also here to support the community. River West has got a lot going on for itself, especially with the birth of this radio station. I mean, what better way to build a community than by making a place where anyone can go and just speak to everyone online? Granted, it's only 3 people, but.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, viewer challenge, 4 people by next week.
Yeah. What's the prize?
There's a
have
prize. Stream of love butter. The prize is a hot stream of love butter, brought to you by yours truly. So, I mean, if we can get 4 listeners, those listeners, if they give me their email address or more importantly their mailing address,
Ooh.
I can send them a sample of what I'm working with. And maybe we can make something beautiful happen. Build some more communities. Build a family. I'm ready to start a family with anyone who's listening. So
It's a bold statement. I like it.
Send me a picture. Send me your address. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Anyway, we've got a great local band who was kind enough to give us their music to play on the air.
Yes, sir.
The band is the Celebrated Working Man. We are going to play a little snippet of theirs. Martin, if you want to load that up right now. What song are we where are we doing here?
This is content.
Content. Hope that's the name of the song.
I know where I'm going, and I care where you've been again, when I care where you're
And we're back. If you're just joining us, this is Dead Air Radio, brought to you exclusively by River West Radio, located in the housing of River West Video in River West, the neighborhood of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you so much for blasting us out of your vaginas. I want to give a thank you to the Celebrated Working Man. That was a terrific song, and we will have more for you in just a few minutes. But I wanted to talk about this article I read online recently. It was kind of weird. You guys know how Obama recently came out and said that, you know, he thinks gays should be married. I mean, you know, that's awesome. I mean, I think that's
Did you see his Newsweek cover?
I did not see his. Oh yeah, it's like the new gay president or something.
Yeah. New gay president. Apparently, like back in the day, Clinton had one that was like the first black president, and he's the first gay president.
Yeah, it's
But
like.
I didn't see what all the hubbub was about. It was just like lame to me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just like a gimmick, you know, like
It was totally gimmicky. Yeah.
major publications like, oh, like he's standing up for this, so let's just exploit anyway. Obama came out and said that he thinks gays should be married, which is, you know, I think that's a very progressive step for a president to say that. There's a lot of people in this country who don't think that's the right way to go, and whatever, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I happen to think that it's no big deal. Like,
I don't see how it could be a problem for anybody.
yeah,
Like,
I think. Well, you know, I think it's a problem for like, you know, insurance companies, which already just like basically steal everyone's money.
well, how is it even a problem?
It's not. I don't think it's anyway. I mean, I'm fine with whatever he's for it. I don't care. But actually, the Christianity, the church is scrambling to fuck.
Yeah, they're not a big
out.
fan of the gays.
They're not, but they want to appeal to as many people as they can, because, you know, it's like any business. You want to have the largest market possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this article, they go on to say that the Christian church is actually scrambling to rebrand themselves for this new like gay marriage era.
Now that they have to marry gays, they're
Yeah.
doing some serious PR work.
Yeah, exactly. So they've actually have come out and said that there's a lost scripture of the New Testament. And there's actually a new savior too, specifically for anyone who gay who wants to get married, especially for males. The new savior is Penis Christ, and he's supposed to be the like the go-to savior for anyone gay marriage.
He's a hunk.
He is a hunk. You should see him. According to the article, Penis Christ is Jesus' gay brother.
Wow.
Who, you know, and they're going to be rolling out this new image for Christianity in quarter 3 of the 2012 fiscal year. My speculation is that it's probably a business strategy for the investors on board.
The investors?
Yeah, the investors of Christianity, especially like New Testament Christianity. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good move on their part because, like I said, if they're trying to get as many members as possible, they have to broaden their, you know, they can't be so exclusive, you know?
All right, can I break this down for a second?
Yeah,
so
please.
This Penis Christ guy, he's Jesus' brother?
Gay brother, yeah.
Gay brother.
Yeah.
So when you have the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit sitting at the 3 chairs or the throne of the Lord or whatever
Right.
it is, where is he?
Oh, he's actually...
Is he totally shunned in heaven?
No, you have to put your hand between your butt cheeks. And that's like, it's like the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, Penis Christ. I heard. And then, amen. And then you do your cross, but apparently, this is what I read. I mean, I can't say this is like fact or fiction, but I read this. You got to make like, put 4 fingers together like you're gonna high five someone, but you just tuck the thumb to the palm.
Yeah.
And then you just put it between your butt cheeks.
And you can find Penis Christ in there.
Well, it's the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Penis Christ.
Oh, so he blesses you.
Yeah.
If you just like credit card swipe with your
Yeah.
hand.
That's all it takes is a
Your
swipe.
butt cheeks.
Yeah, you got to credit. It's like a credit card swipe. So
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a progressive move for the church to, be more accepting of that, and you got your symbology and everything. You're good.
Yeah.
So congratulations, everyone. Thank you. Also, I was reading online. There's this book. It's called New Psycho-Cybernetics. The book basically explains how the content of your thoughts has a very profound effect on your life. And through religious and political and philosophical and scientific arguments, you can really kind of learn a lot about who you are. On the article I was reading, there was actually a quote about what this book can do for you. And they say that it is this, and I'm quoting, a must read for completely understanding who this life thing works. And I just thought that was like, it was on like a 50 like life tips kind of breakdown website, and I was thinking how hilarious, like how hilariously unproofread this statement was, And I was thinking,
how many life tips did they have?
They had 50.
So 51 would have been proofreading if they would have remembered it.
They definitely didn't. I mean, granted, I didn't read the whole thing, as no one reads the whole thing anymore. But proofreading your online post might be the 51st life tip.
Well, you see, it's a problem with the spell check because it says who, so they didn't see any red lines. They thought they were okay.
Nobody's like, and it's sad because the assumption is like, well, no one's probably gonna read this anyway. So
I mean, that's a pretty good point.
I made enough online content that I had that going into it where
I'd sure as hell want some people to read it if I compiled 50 things.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like I'm always so impressed when I see an article, like when I'm using StumbleUpon or whatever, and it lists just tons and tons of things. It's like, who's writing these articles?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even get myself to write a blog post that's like 3 sentences.
Well, with Twitter and Facebook, that's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm limited to
that.
140 characters. It's like, well, if that's all I can do on Twitter and I just forward everything everywhere else, that's going to be it for me, is 140 characters, no more.
Right, and I mean, how much can information cost to where, like, you're limited to 150 characters, It's like... His Twitter is basically saying, like, you're only worth 150 characters.
No, it started because apparently you would text in and they would post it. So it was how much the SMS could handle.
Oh,
I actually like that there's a cap on it because it you have to make whatever you're going to put on there really concise. And
it makes you more creative, I guess.
I think so, in a way.
In like a almost like a commercial sense, like it's too much for the average person to think about if it's more than this amount. It's like some marketing research.
I mean, that's one way you could look at it, but that's kind of negative.
I don't think that's even it though, because you go on there and like it's a foreign language to a certain extent.
I'm still scared and confused about Twitter. I'm trying to get on it more.
I don't fully grasp it. Like I have mentions.
What the hell is RT?
I don't know what that means.
What the hell is RT?
That's retweet. Yeah,
retweet.
You just like post something else.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Syndicates it.
I don't know. There's so many like little codes and
like all the hashtagging and stuff. Like I kind of get it, but
what does that actually do? I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe some of our viewers at home are confused. It's just like the understand. Oh, actually, hey, we have a caller. We have our first caller of the night. We're gonna switch gears and go over to them. Hello, caller. You are on the air at Dead Air Radio. What is your name and what is your question?
Hi, my name is Lee. I'm a big fan of the show. I just want to say that I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And I actually just created a Twitter account a few days ago.
Congratulations.
I'm having a very hard time figuring this thing out.
Well, lucky for you. Lucky for you, we have a resident Twitter expert on staff. His name is Adam Barnt. He works the snowboards. Oh, what?
I actually have a bone to pick with Mr. Barnt. I started following him on Twitter, thinking that he would follow me back and that I'd be able to figure it out. Never followed me back.
Wow, what about at BB Express? He's out there.
Or at Andrew Lomenzo. He's out there as well.
You know, I will.
Caller, I
will
never
find-
received any sort of notification. I don't believe you.
I will. I followed it because it came up right away. It somehow seemed to know right away under the suggestions that I knew Adam Barnes.
Caller, if I could just make a brief interjection here. You said your name is Lee, correct?
That is correct.
How tall are you, would you say?
I'm about 5'10".
5'10", okay.
You sound like a real hunk of man.
You do. You sound like a real pulsating, muscular.
Well, I can tell he's handsome.
Yeah.
I know that much.
You sound like the kind of guy who would work out like very rigorously and then proceed to jack off after the workout.
You think so?
Is this true? Is this true or false?
That is false. I was actually listening to you guys earlier. I much like Ben cannot gain any sort of motivation to do anything like that.
I heard.
Yeah, you know, I've done a little research on that, and turns out you and probably myself are just wildly depressed, in a state of insane depression, where we can't leave the house, just
Mr.
curled up in the fetal position.
Mr. Lee,
Well, it's like you get back.
would you
get
say
back
you're
from doing
depressed?
things.
Do you?
Absolutely not.
No.
No, maybe about a year ago. I've been flying high.
Can we? Okay. Well, let's just take that to a new level. Can we just analyze maybe your day?
Yeah, let's break him
tasks?
down.
Yeah.
Let's be a life coach.
All right. Okay. Let's just say it's 9 a.m. On any given morning. What are you doing?
Either sleeping or in class, guaranteed.
Well, at least he's up for.
I think either
Part of the time.
Well, I mean, according to the New American Psychological Analytics Department of U.S.,
Of the U.S.
those two things lead most common factors of depression. Okay, so 9 a.m.
Actually, sleep. When I sleep in late, I do feel a sense of like I wake up. If I sleep till noon, I'm just like, wow, I'm a steaming pile of shit today.
Yeah.
But if I wake up and I go to class, I love being in class.
When you accomplish something, that's when you actually
you're learning,
But also,
daydreaming, staring at beautiful women.
According to the North American Analytical Department of Psychology in young boys,
Right.
class is often used as a crutch for a rather crippling depression. The second leading factor is sleep. So, okay. Moving
There it is.
along.
You're depressed.
Moving along, let's say 12 p.m. What are you doing on the average day?
If I'm either still in class or if I didn't have class that day, I am probably at home on the computer or maybe
Nice.
more
What
recently.
sort of
the web.
websites on the interweb? are
Surfing the
you
web.
on?
Okay. Would you say you're surfing the web?
Yeah, I'm pretty centralized to the same websites.
Okay. That's how many hours a day would you say you're on the web, and how many websites would you say you frequent, including pornography? Because that's a heavy factor.
No, that's different because that's during private browsing, and none of that gets
Fact.
stored on the computer. So that
Fact,
doesn't
I
count.
very seldomly look at pornography on the computer, if hardly
Well, there's
ever.
your depression. There's the source of your depression.
Mr.
right there,
Lee,
buddy.
if I could have a brief interjection, which web browser do you prefer?
Google Chrome.
Google
There you
Chrome.
go.
Okay, that's a good browser.
It's the only acceptable answer.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm very proud of you for choosing.
Firefox is like a scoff, but
It's
yeah.
it's yesterday's browser. Now, Mr. Lee, if I may ask, when you browse adult internet content, do you click the tool tab to go into incognito browsing?
Excuse me?
He doesn't.
He doesn't do it.
Okay, here's a tip.
He has a photographic memory, and he just he calls back to the spank bank that he's been storing into for how many years now, Mr. Lee?
How extensive is your spank bank, Mr. Lee? If we
Let us
may
know
ask.
your oldest piece of spank bank material. That's what I'm
hot
thinking.
stream of
What do you still
love
jack
butter.
into? What do you still jack into that is like your first memory, like your closest to your firstest memory?
Nice. You got there.
Oh wow, I really have to date it back. I think the first thing that I spanked it to, that I busted a nut, was to a Playboy spread that featured Sable. I was a big wrestling fan back in the day.
Sable. Who was Sable's? Who is she main bitch to? Who was it? What was the wrestler's name that was Sable's girl? Was it Triple H?
I don't think so. I think China was with Triple H.
Okay.
I think it might have been Wild Man Mark Marrow.
He's Mark Marrow. That okay. I knew it was Mark something. I forgot the guy's full name. That's hilarious that you remember that. Well, Mr. Lee, thank you for joining us on this week's.
Thanks for having me. I'm a big fan, and
And you know what?
just for the record, I did the 4-finger blessing with the credit card swipe, and all I have is pink fingers.
Well,
That's for you, Mr. Lee.
Hopefully, you will find
kiss.
your male partner through Penis Christ in the New Testament, the Blue Testament. In his name, I'm gay man. We're gonna switch gears to a song by the Celebrated Working Man, local band contributing their music to us. So we're gonna roll it right on to Impossible Inter.
Thanks a lot, Lee.
Very good.
Is there in you, is there in you a beauty too, compared to what I want from life? Adulate my time. Would you make amends? Could you make amends with all those friends and acquaintances from your younger life? But a shepherd of wolves on a suicide watch shouldn't pick a fight. Shouldn't pick such Yes, I'm haunted by your make-believe, 'cause your honored guests do not receive the sterling version of my story. Now wait for it, impossible in tears. How many angels fed? Just wait and see. How many angels I fit on a pinhead? You wait and see. You wait for me. Jump if you want, jump if you want, you can build them across them and burn them or not. Jump if you want, jump if you want, you can build them across them and burn them or not. And you live to 104, may the last thing you hear be my voice. So you don't love as you might, love as you might. Ever give up like you never give up, brother, love as you might.
And this is A Lover's Waltz. one goes out to Ben Bourgeois. He's a very special man.
In other words, there are no words to say how much I've loved you. And all above the tips of trees and endless seas adore you. And I will not confide in all of those endless sighs and troubled cries of the lonely inside. So when I'm far, align the stars, and that's the path I'll follow. And keep your lips and fingertips. Oh, I'll be home tomorrow, and I will not confide in all of those endless sighs and troubled cries of the lonely inside these bones, a heart that moans, and I will wait as long as it takes, as long as it takes, as long as it takes, as long as it.
And that was the Celebrated Working Man with their song "A Lover's Waltz." And I thought that was, I mean, it was dedicated to you, Ben.
Oh, it was deep.
I mean, that song really brought me back to when we were growing up. I mean, back in good old Waukesha and Banting Elementary.
Yeah,
We-
really? That's what brought you back
It
to
did.
those moments?
Yeah, it really did. I mean,
That's sweet of you. Thank you.
Listen, man, you've been a best friend of mine for a long time, and I gotta say it. I know your mom always used to say it. We were back when Toy Story was a fresh new movie for us young boys. There was a song called "You Got a Friend in Me," sang by what's his face,
Randy Newman.
by Randy Newman. And I always had a profound respect
For Randy
for
Newman.
Randy Newman and the music he contributed to our generation.
Wow.
It's true though, you know. You got a friend in me. Anytime you need me, I'm here. We live together.
So, are you telling me when the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said?
You got a friend in me.
Wow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Listen, sometimes I cry myself to sleep. Sometimes I masturbate myself to sleep.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Either way, I usually use my tears for lube.
Wow.
When I'm doing that, but
What's the viscosity of your tears? It doesn't seem like it would be very good lube at all.
it is. Well, as a Mediterranean man.
Yeah, you must
a
be
boy.
jizzing out some oil. You got some olive oil shooting out of there? Some extra virgin?
I cry tears of olive oil, and luckily for me, whenever I'm very sad is usually when I'm horniest. I use it. I use it for lube. My tears are like olive oil-esque. I do it, and I just want to thank you so much for all you can. The point I was trying to make is that you can sleep in my cum-soaked bed anytime you need to.
Well,
anytime
you
you
didn't lose
want
me
to.
yet. Yeah, I'm still listening.
Even when I'm sleeping in it, your room is right next to mine.
Right.
We could snuggle the night away.
Wow.
We can spoon. We can snuggle. I'm there, and I'm kind of like waiting for you to make the first move. So
I hear you loud and clear.
he's a hunk. Speaking of first moves, I've been kind of sick for the past week. I had this really horrible fever and like just really bad symptoms. I think I quit. I went camping last weekend, so I think I got sick from there. But I actually
Is the cake free?
I think it said something about donations, but I only have $60 on me.
Came
and
back with cake, so
three. I have 3 20s, and I don't think that lemon cake was worth more than $1 or $2. I mean,
I mean, you're only being fair.
yeah. I mean, I feel like we've got the highest rated show on River West Radio.
Oh.
Not maybe that's asterisk. There's an asterisk there.
Well, who's gonna disprove it?
Probably no one. I think. I mean, we have a 3 fan strong listener
We
base.
get callers, man.
Yeah, we get callers, and I don't even think we sent the number out.
Not today, we didn't.
No.
Let's do it now, though.
All right. For those of you who are just joining us, this is Dead Air Radio, episode 3, located in the stronghold of River West Video, located on 824 Clark Center Street in River West neighborhood of Milwaukee.
Wonderful.
We got a call-in number. That number is 414-935-2951. Again, that is 414-935-2951. Call in with your questions, concerns, your comments, your complaints. We're here to take them. But anyway, I was getting somewhere, and I was so rudely interrupted by my little man,
I did it?
my baby boy,
Sorry about that.
Benny Bourgeois, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to learn to not interrupt people all the time.
You've made it a habit. I've known you for so long, and you really just you interject inappropriately, and I'm actually wondering why. Why do you do it?
Well, I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a good human being. I am a human being, but I'm just not one of the good ones. So if I have something to say and you're saying something, I'll just say, you know what? Frick it. I'll just say what I gotta say.
Well, you are a number 1 fricker, and frick you.
You know what? Get the frick back before I get to you.
Anyway, I was making a point earlier. I've been sick for a while. I mean, I'm good now. I'm all right, but for the past week, I've been just fever-ridden. I've got the shakes and body aches, well, what have you. But something happened to me this week that has never happened to me before, and I actually confused a fart for diarrhea.
That's never happened to you before.
No, never once.
Dude, I've been there so many times.
I was taken by such surprise.
I mean, as an adult, it's never happened to me.
Yeah.
But
No, it happened to me, and I was on the phone with my little sweetheart, the love of my life. I was talking to her, and I was, we fart around each other a lot. It's kind of, I think,
It's foreplay.
yeah, it's foreplay for sure. But once you get to the point where you can like fart in front of your loved one, I think that's the one you got to stick with. Anyway, side note, on the phone with her.
no, that was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, man. I really thought it was sweet too. Thank you. A hot stream of love butter. She knows all too much about that. Anyway, I'm digressing. So on the phone with my loved one. We farted on each other a lot. That's the standard. Never diarrheaed in front of her though, and I kind of felt like that's what I did on the phone, and I think she knew because I was like, "Yeah, baby, I missed you too," and she's like, "I heard that." I was in a great state of denial for a long time. I was like, it was just a fart. That's all it was.
Wait, you sat with it like in your pants?
Probably for a solid like 10 minutes, convincing myself
gross.
that it wasn't what it was.
Dude, do you know
Well,
how
because you do that. You tell yourself,
Yeah.
it's all
yeah,
fine.
but I'll tell you what though, it happens to me quasi frequently where you just like let one rip that you're like, oh, this is gonna be a good one, and then it doesn't come out quite right, and it's time to go to the bathroom and inspect. Like that's just the bottom line. That's what you do right away.
This was the first time that I went to the bathroom and my assumptions were correct. It was
At least it justifies all your previous investigations.
it does because I've had some wet farts in my day. I mean, there's many different degree of flatulence. There's the dry ones. There's the wet ones.
Well, Bart's got the crispiest farts I've ever heard.
very crispy.
Well, they're zippers, essentially.
They're arid. They're like the arid desert plains of Arizona. Typically, my farts are like, if you can picture this, they're like. I heard.
Sounds like a ring wraith.
Well, speaking of rings.
Well, that's the amount of evil it descends across the land.
if you can picture like a coffee plate, like something you put like a little cup of coffee on.
Yeah.
It's about the circumference of my anus.
Really?
Yeah. So the
It's just a breeze.
yeah. No. Implies
Wait, I
it
got it.
implies some degree of.
Is that like his anal troop sounding the alarm?
It's
Well,
there.
that has a little more weight to it.
I've said it before. I mean, you can compare the size of my stool
Right.
to like a Pringles can.
Really?
My favorite would be probably Ranch Pringles. Definitely not that color, but the width, I think the girth and the height.
You know what? You have been lucky enough, as I have, to witness. I really think it's like a feat that most humans could never even dream of, and what I'm referring to right now is the stack.
The infamous stack. Ben, what would you define as a stack?
Okay, so you have like a normal person when they secrete bottom fluids,
And bottom solids.
you know, what have you. I mean, you know what it looks like. It just looks normal. It could be pellety or whatever. Like there's a million different variations that it could be, right?
For those,
But
well,
one
let
thing
me
that it couldn't
interject
be-
here real quick. For those of you who aren't aware of all the different shapes,
The man himself just
Yeah.
commented on my Facebook.
we actually just got a Facebook of the man who invented the stack. His name shall remain anonymous, but he can call in.
call in.
Please call in.
The number is 414-935-2951.
And if Mr. Stackman, they'll be referred.
I'd
be
love
referred
to
as
talk
that.
about my junior year of high school when people were taking tours into the bathroom. I'd love to have you as an interviewer.
Just a quip.
Oh, it would be great.
Anecdote.
Call in.
But before he calls in, or hopefully he does, let's talk about the Bristol stool chart, which actually breaks down all the different recorded stool types of the human species. It goes through one through 5, I believe. I don't know if we
Is
can.
it like
That's
a-
nowhere near enough.
No, there's. I mean,
what-
there's at least
like,
5 different.
What is the
Genius.
rating? Smell?
No, it's shape and like consistency.
Oh, okay. Well, this
We
may
have
be
a
the
caller.
man.
This may be
I
the
really
stool
hope
man.
it
I sounded
is.
so excited for a brief moment.
Caller, you are on the air. This is Dead Air Radio. Are you the stool man?
I am the stack man.
Hey, how we doing, stool man?
He is the
Stack
Stackman.
man.
We can confirm this. We've spoken to him before. Stackman. What is the deal with the stack? Please inform the audience. This is if you weren't listening before. This is Dead Air Radio number 3. We have the Stack Man on the line. Stack Man, take the floor.
Well, it is the mass quantity of the excrement which makes, it. It's been referred before like size-wise is about a Pringles can.
Okay. Yeah. Pringles can. That's the
That is
default.
accurate, by the way. That is absolutely accurate.
That is the default rule of measure. Is there an atomic weight associated with the average stack?
I haven't had it, chemically tested or anything like that, so I'm not. I can't give any verification on that.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Can you retell the tale of what I coined later on as calling cornfield on the cob, which was when you took a dump in the bathroom in the commons in the cafeteria area of Waukesha North High School, and unbelievably, like by fifth hour, something like that, people were talking about it in all of my classes, and by 7th hour, people were taking tours, and there was a man at the door, monitoring who was going in and out, men and women.
I also believe WTMJ4 was there covering.
I really wish that was true. It was close. No, but anyway,
can you recant the tale?
I'd love to hear your rendition of the story.
Well, it was after lunch is when I went to the bathroom and did my business.
Could we ask what you had for lunch that day?
I cannot recall, but it was food. I can tell you that.
Fruit?
Food.
Oh, food.
Just I cannot remember what I ate.
Do you eat a lot of fruit at all though? Any fruit?
I eat apples, oranges, stuff like that.
Okay.
I kind of stick to like the core fruits. Some of the exotic stuff gets a little weird. And then I went back to class, and when I went back to class, and by the time I got to class, people were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I had a teacher was talking about it, and I'm like, that was mine.
Would you say you were a local celebrity of sorts?
There's no way he wasn't. I will speak for him on this. He was absolutely a celebrity at that point in time. Because there was rumors of who had done it, but I knew that Scott did it because I had
whoa.
The Stack Man. Sorry about that.
We're gonna have to edit that.
No, I'm sure he doesn't care, to be honest. But.
Stack Man, it was a pleasure talking to you. Unfortunately, the Dead Air Radio is coming to a conclusion this week. We're gonna
call back next week. I'd love to talk more about stacks.
And Stackman, are you still there?
Yep.
Tell your friends about the show because we are on the air every week, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sometimes a little longer depending on circumstances. Tonight, I don't know so much, but I want to give a shout out to Stackman for calling in tonight. You made the show. You are a legend in the hearts of many.
Oh, he's a legend.
I would like to also thank the Celebrated Working Man for their generous donation of music. Beautiful music, might I add. We're going to actually be taken out by Celebrated Working Man. I want to thank my little boy, Ben Bourgeois, and my sound brother, Adam Bart.
Hello!
You guys, I'm so proud of all of us. I'm so proud of you guys, especially for just
well, you know what? It's fun
making the show happen.
I thank people for listening. I can't believe out of nowhere I'm talking about a stack, and the Stack Man actually comes and calls in. That's unbelievable.
The Stack Man cometh, and it is now time to say our final goodbyes. It was great fun. Join us next week for Dead Air Radio number 4. We'll have plenty of gas, laughs, and sassafras. Thank you. Good night, everybody. I love you. Penis crack.